What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bourbon Buzzed and Ballin podcast, and it's time to rate that shit. We're here at Kolby's Bar, and we have a little celebrity bottle, don't we?
That's right. This is called the Elvis Tiger Man Tennessee whiskey. And I didn't go into the ABC store looking for it, but they had a special. You buy a bottle of Colonel Taylor, and you buy a bottle of Elvis, and you get them at MSRP rather than the markup price.
Okay.
So I was able to buy the combo.
I got you. So Colonel Taylor was the
mission.
That's it, yeah. But
that's what I was going in there to buy, was the Colonel Taylor.
Why am I drinking Elvis Tiger Man and not Colonel Taylor?
Well, we'll get to the Colonel Taylor.
Right.
We hadn't opened it yet. Saving that for maybe episode 30.
Okay.
We gotta say that for a special occasion.
Special occasion.
But Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's only daughter, she passed away and was laid to rest this weekend. So I thought, why not, taste the Elvis this week's show, in honor of him and his family. So I'm gonna put the rating system up behind us on the screen, and you can explain it to everybody.
All right. Well, if you're watching, then you can obviously see the rating system behind us. If you're listening, we have a simple rating system, 1 through 4. 1 for us is a brown bag. That is something that we just don't recommend you go out and buy. Obviously, your taste buds might be different. You still might want to try it, but for us, we're trying to save you a little bit of money. We don't suggest you buy it. 2, we like it. It's getting better. It's not necessarily, top shelf, but we call a 2 a mixer. It could be like a stock bottle of bourbon. For us, that's a Woodford. Some people have Woodford as their top shelf, but for us, Woodford's a mixer. Number 3, it's getting a little bit better. It's a little more complex. We call that on the rocks. Might be high in proof, dilute it down. And then last but not least, the tried and true, the way we think everybody ought to at least drink their first taste of any particular bourbon. That's neat, with a Glencairn for us. So that's our rating system, 1 through 4.
Okay. All right, let's get into the background on this Elvis bottle here. Like I said, it's called the Tiger Man, which was apparently Elvis had many nicknames, and that was one of his nicknames. He was considered also the King of the Jungle. And there at Graceland, one of his rooms was the jungle room. It was nothing but
Tackiness.
Animal. It was very tacky.
Really tacky.
But it was, animal prints everywhere, rugs, pillows.
Yeah, the walls were rugs.
Yeah, everything. It was tacky.
Was that the green shag? Was that?
No, I think the green shag was in another room.
Oh, okay. So that.
I think
the jungle room.
Yeah, the jungle room was just
prints.
Prints and everything.
Yeah,
so.
I got you.
So yeah, that's where the Tiger Man name comes from. Now they make a whiskey and they make a rye, and this is the regular whiskey.
Okay.
Now it's actually sourced and bottled in Tennessee. Didn't find out the details of who was doing it or anything like that, but it is sourced and bottled in Tennessee. So this isn't a Kentucky bourbon. This is a Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
And if you notice the color.
Yeah, I was just noticing.
It is a golden color.
Yeah,
it's not the amber that we're used to.
That's right.
With the Kentucky bourbons.
I was looking at the color while you were talking. I promise I was listening, but
right. Yeah. No, it almost looks like a honey.
The goldish color to it.
Well, and it is only aged 2 years, so that also I'm sure contributes to the fact that it's not a real dark whiskey. The mash is 80% corn, 10 rye, 10 barley. It's 90 proof, so the proof is good. Right. I was glad to hear that it was 90 proof, and it's about retail is $49.99. So it's a little pricey for
I almost think 49, 54.
Yeah,
that little range. That's pretty much the going rate.
Right.
Now
well, but a lot of times that's with established bourbons.
Right.
This is I never even knew there was an Elvis whiskey until I went into that store that day.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not really looking forward to it. I got to tell you, because I've been extremely disappointed.
Should we get the bag ready?
Get the bag ready, because I don't know. There's something about it just tells me that this is not going to be enjoyable.
It almost looks like some cough syrup or something. I mean, I don't. It's hard to describe it, but its aroma is oak and sweet corn with a hint of citrus and apple. So
The bottle's a little cheesy.
So the aroma, it does have the TCB with the lightning bolts on
Right.
the little label there. So yeah, oak, sweet corn, and then with a little hint of citrus and apple.
Okay. On the nose, I'm just getting the alcohol on the nose. I'm not getting much. Maybe a touch of oaky sweet barrel, but just kind of.
Maybe a little bit of the citrus. I don't really get the sweet corn. Now your flavor is supposed to be toasted maple, creme brulee, and then a hint of caramel apple. So you said you weren't looking forward to it. When I was reading the notes, I was like, it sounds like it might be a little tasty. It might be good.
I'm gonna open mouth insert foot. I'm gonna open mouth insert bourbon or whiskey. It's not bourbon.
Yeah, you
it's
can't
whiskey.
call it bourbon.
It's not.
Can't call it bourbon. Just straight Tennessee whiskey.
It's
And we don't do a lot of Tennessee whiskey.
right.
I mean, we do very. Hell, this is the first one we've done.
Yeah. No,
You know,
but not the first we've drank, but
No.
the first we've rated.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're typically like the Kentucky.
No,
bourbons.
I definitely got sweetness, vanilla spice, some apple. I got
Yep.
a little apple on that front end, and it finishes very smooth and sweet to me on the back end. Honestly, it's very enjoyable. I'm serious. I got a open mouth insert whiskey. It's that's good, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm not quite as impressed as you are.
All right. I don't think it's horrible though. I could drink that.
I mean, I can put the bag up.
Definitely.
We're definitely not going to need the brown bag, but I'm not going to stray far from the brown bag.
Okay.
I'm just going to go up one from the brown bag. That's a 2 for me.
I see. I think it's complex enough. It didn't like coat my mouth or nothing.
Right.
There was no real thickness or viscosity to the drink, but it did have enough different flavor profiles for me to give it. I'm gonna give it a 3, man. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I did. I'll sip on that one next week.
Okay.
So you're going 2?
Yeah,
you're going a low 2 also, aren't you?
I'm right there at a solid 2. I mean, I would drink more of it. I would probably. I don't know that I would drink it neat. I think I would.
Mix it. Maybe put it in your
maybe,
barrel.
Maybe put it in a barrel or in an old fashioned. Or
I
even
enjoyed it.
just throw a rock in it just to see what that does to the flavor. But
I thought there, it gave me enough
see, I'm not getting a lot of
different flavors. I had some hug up front, like just a quick little hug and the quick little burn.
Mm-hmm.
A little oakiness, a little char, and then I had the vanilla notes, a little caramel, and then it finished with a little fruity, a little apple.
See, I didn't get all that. But
Okay, what'd you get? Just
a little bit of the citrus, a little bit citrus up front with the nose, and then a little bit of apple on the back. Not as much apple as we got off of that sour mash.
No, that sour mash is really. I've been drinking that sour mash. I gotta be honest with you. I took a little of that with me to Florida.
Did you?
Yeah, that was very enjoyable.
Yeah, so based on where we've been ranking things, I put that with the stuff that we've been ranking in the 2 range.
All right,
I
cool.
wouldn't,
We're
because I mean the sour mash we ranked a 3, and that's nowhere near as good as the sour mash to
yeah,
me.
no, but the sour mash was like a high 3 to me. It was almost.
It is.
I mean, I actually drank it neat all weekend.
Oh, yeah,
but,
yeah.
But this one to me definitely would have been on the higher end of the 2s but we don't do the points.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it a 3 because, I mean, I'm not much of a mixer anyway.
Right.
I think maybe that influences my rating a touch too, but But for 2 years, I mean, that was pretty flavorful for 2 years. You imagine that after 6, 4 to 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, and like I said, maybe if I throw it in a barrel and let it sit for a little while longer, it would taste a little better to me. But I mean, I didn't hate it, like I said, but no, it wasn't one of my favorites.
I got you. So Elvis has left the building for you.
Elvis has left the building.
Elvis has left the building. Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show too.
Yeah. We started the show thinking might not have enough to talk about this week because it was kind of a dead week in sports. But then we got on tangents and went off in all different directions, and we're able to fill up our usual time.
Yeah,
so,
we can always talk a lot.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's why we started the podcast.
That's it. We got our socials. Put our socials up there, man.
Right.
We gotta ask. We gotta tell you a little bit more about our socials and get you to follow, like, and share all our content. You can see, if you can't see us, we're on all of it. Instagram, Bourbon Buzz and Ballin. Got YouTube, TikTok. Got an email, bourbonbuzzandballinpr@gmail.com, and follow, like, and share all that. Hit us up.
Yeah, actually, I told you earlier, I went to the Standard Oyster Company Friday night, and the podcast came up because it's a wraparound oyster bar, so
Right.
you got people on all sides of you, across from you, and they had chicken cock,
Oh yeah.
and so of course the waitress was laughing when I would order the chicken cock. She was acting like a little schoolgirl or whatever, but. There were some guys on the other side that we were talking about, and then we got to talking about cigars and bourbons and this and that, and then of course the podcast came up, and they're writing down the info and all that stuff. So hopefully we got some new listeners out there. They said they were going to tune in, and so it was a fun time.
Sweet.
Yep. All right. Well,
All right.
that'll do it for this week. We'll see y'all next week. Cheers.
Cheers.